Welcome back to another episode of Private Parts with me, Liv Bentley.
And me, Tom Lucy. This is the podcast where nothing is off limits. Each week, we will read the most intimate and sordid details of our lives from our diaries.
That was very good energy.
Do you think?
Yeah.
It's almost Christmas, Liv.
It's very nearly Christmas. Sorry,
Are you okay?
Problem with my
Christmas mic.
with my Christmas mic. I know. Are you excited?
I'm quite excited. You're going away in a couple of days
I am.
for like a month. Mm-hmm. You're off.
I'm off.
Where are you going? Can you tell people where you're going?
Cape Town.
Cape Town, which is in, don't tell me, South Africa.
You're such an idiot.
Nice.
I feel like it's really popular.
Is that where you're from? Are you from South Africa?
No, I'm not, but my parents have just moved there.
For tax reasons?
Exactly.
The old autumn budget, eh?
You're such a twat.
Why have they moved to Cape Town?
Don't know. We went earlier this year when I was in rehab, didn't I?
Oh, yeah.
And they loved it so much. I wasn't in rehab, just put that out there.
Is it really they just decided let's go to Cape Town?
Yeah.
There's no other reason. It's quite a
Hot.
I mean, a lot of people go, let's move to Spain or let's move to Portugal, but Cape Town.
They want to get far away from everyone.
Yeah, that's great. So you're going to go there?
Yeah.
Isn't South Africa got no time difference as well?
An hour.
Oh, it does.
It's ideal. It's only a 12-hour flight. The weather's amazing. It's stunning.
That's
You
great.
should come.
Can I come?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'll go. Perfect. Let's
so
do
yeah.
that.
And what will you be doing for Christmas?
I will be here, as in this room, probably on my own, waiting for you to get back.
Sad little life.
Yeah.
Are you spending it with Olivia? Do you spend Christmas together?
Well, listen, I want to get into this because Christmas time, relationships, there's lots that can go wrong. I don't need to tell you.
I don't know what that means.
You're in a fairly new relationship.
Yep.
Fair to say.
6 months?
Are you going to spend Christmas together?
No. He's going
Okay.
to fly out for New Year's.
Okay, right.
I don't know if that's a thing, though. I thought you only spend Christmas once you get married.
Yeah, spending Christmas Day together as a couple does feel quite intense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do you need to do that until you're married?
Probably not.
Or maybe you should do it once before you get married in case there's something horrendous you find out about each other. And then you feel like, oh, actually, I don't want to marry them. Because it would be awful to marry and then find out that they do something really awful every Christmas.
Like what?
I don't know, like sacrifice someone or...
What, like a local
they're
villager?
from Talking of weird cults, I went to Cornwall over the weekend. I'm not bashing all of Cornwall here, but we went to the local cinema, which is not like an Odeon or a multiplex. It's just like an independent cinema.
Yeah.
And before the film started, they played the Cornish national anthem.
I don't know why I find that really funny.
And everybody stood and listened to the
Did
Cornish.
you stand up?
I mean, awkwardly, yeah. Out of
What, just like that? Or do you do anything with your
you don't know.
arms?
There's no arm movements. I don't want to make it sound too intense.
Weird.
But yeah, they had a big Cornish flag on the screen and they played the anthem.
What film were you watching? Do they do this before every viewing?
I think they do it before every viewing. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Maybe they do that in Cape Town as well.
I don't... we'll see.
So you're not going to spend Christmas Day with...
No, we can say his name.
we
You've
say
said
his
his name for the last
Okay,
6 weeks.
Okay.
With Rory. No.
No,
Not
but he's going to
Christmas
come
Day.
for New Year.
Yes.
Where do you stand on spending Christmas Day with partners? Have you done it in the past?
No, I never have, but one of my sisters always does it.
Not the one that's just broken up.
Oh, no, not that one. Different sister.
Okay.
Has always had one of her boyfriends at Christmas, which I actually thought was odd. Because
What,
I
as
always
in-
think you should spend it with your parents
Yeah.
until you're married and then you obviously do it.
What is in your sister has her boyfriend at your house?
Yeah.
And does that create a weirdness in the family?
No, it doesn't. Everyone's very chilled.
Okay.
But it's just...
yeah.
It's weird, isn't it, when you get older, Christmas just becomes something different.
I can imagine it causing tension amongst families if one of the siblings is like, I want my partner to be here, and everyone else is like, really? Can you just have one day apart?
It does change the vibe, though, doesn't it?
Of course
if
it
there's,
does, yeah.
You know, you're all there in your little Christmas pajamas.
Yeah.
There's another
yeah.
bloke. You're like,
Yeah. And then there's a 48-year-old man there. Yeah, it would change the vibe, wouldn't it?
yeah.
But Rory gets on with all your family, so it'd be fine.
Well, he's not coming for Christmas, though, is he?
No, but if he did, it would be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, it would be. But, like, I mean, yeah. Do you want to spend it with Olivia? Do you do, like, a pre-Christmas thing together? Like your own little Christmas?
No, I don't think we will do that, no. I think, no. We'll just see each other after Christmas. It's fine. It's all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Only a couple of days. Be fine. So he's going to fly out for New Year.
Yeah, and it's actually going to be the longest that we won't have spent together, which I'm a bit nervous of because I'm going in 2 days.
And then when's he coming out in 2 weeks' time?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll
actually,
hang out with Rory in London while you're away.
I can't believe you still never met him.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to send you pictures of me and Rory doing things, and it's going to really scare you
What?
because you won't know what we're doing.
I'm not sure he's your biggest fan because of some of the stuff that you said on this podcast.
What have I said?
You said he fucks me with his trainers on.
That was
And
a
he was
joke.
really worried that people believed it. I was like, I don't think
That was a joke based on evidence.
we could do. We should really do a double date though, shouldn't we?
Maybe
Pre-Christmas.
I'll spend Christmas with Rory, and then I'll send him off to Cape Town.
Yeah, no, that won't be happening.
Okay. Have you ever had any disaster Christmas days where you've been with partners and it's gone wrong?
No, I've never spent it with a boyfriend.
You've only ever been with your family?
Yeah.
So that would be a big deal when you first do that. Thinking about it, I've never done that either.
It is. Suddenly does change it though, doesn't it? Like that does seem quite
Yeah.
weird. Like Christmas, you just think you're just with your family.
Yeah. I'm quite of the opinion that more people is more fun though.
Yeah.
Like we had a Christmas one year where it was literally just my mum and dad and my sister and me, just four of us. And that was probably our worst Christmas.
Depressing. Who do
Because
you know?
it's more fun when there's like more people there. I think.
You should come to mine for Christmas. It's a fucking joke. Everyone's shit-faced, doing the pub crawls around the village. It's a lot of fun.
That sounds like more fun. Will you be able to do that in Cape Town or not?
Probably, yeah.
I went to a Christmas party once where they spiked the stuffing.
Sorry? With what?
I don't know why I looked directly at Natalie when I said that.
Stuffing?
She had nothing to do with it. I went to a Christmas party once where they cooked Christmas meal for like 30 people.
Yeah.
And they spiked this. They put things in the stuffing.
What, like weed or like...
I don't want to say on a podcast,
Oh,
but
don't be such a pussy. Tell me what it was.
they put we can't use this.
What is it?
They put in the stuffing.
That's a bit bright. Surely that wouldn't have tasted that nice.
I don't know why they did it, but anyway, then they found out that there were some people there that this is really bad. They found out there was a pregnant lady at the Christmas
Whose house
party,
was this?
and she found out that they'd done that, and she rightly went mad and was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
I would go ballistic if that was the case.
Yeah, that was not so good.
Whose party was that?
I'm not gonna say.
Can you
What,
imagine
you don't-
going
you
to a
don't-
party and eating something with cocaine in it?
You don't know them anyway. They're just a random
Well,
person. But yeah, so it can go wrong. Spike. So what's the rule there? Don't spike.
I think
people.
spiking's a bit much.
What have you got Rory for Christmas?
I don't know. This is
You can tell me, and he won't listen to this.
I caught him listening to this the other day. No, I didn't actually. I don't know. I'm not very good. Guys are quite hard to buy gifts for, I think. And also, you know, it's like it would be the first gift I would have got him because we didn't do birthday presents for each other. Because we barely knew each other. It was just a bit like...
Okay, so this is the first present you've ever bought him.
Yeah.
So that is a big deal. And do you have any ideas?
No.
It's quite soon.
You should help me, though.
What
what's
does he
good?
like? What does he like?
Partial to a bit of golf.
I was going to say golf. He likes golf. Golf's quite an easy present for a boy, isn't it?
Well, what do I've never played golf in my
like
life.
a new glove or a new... It's
I'm
not
not-
very romantic, though, is
An
it?
old glove.
Yeah.
Here's a nice leather glove. Get that
Mate.
on.
A leather glove could be something that Jomo do, to be honest.
Oh, a latex glove.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is presents?
I don't think when you're buying presents for your partner, you should go I don't think you should go practical.
I'm not going to
I think you do practical for family, but not for your romantic
Do
partner.
you still do presents for everyone in your family? We've got into doing this Secret Santa
Yeah,
thing.
that's what we do. Yeah, we
I
don't.
get my dad every fucking year.
Yeah.
There's a limit to how many cashmere...
What do you get him? Some sort of laced, some heroin laced
That's exactly what I get
custard
him.
creams,
No, small
just for banter.
cashmere cardigan or something.
I think when you're buying presents for a partner, you need to think romantic, not practical. Otherwise, I'd buy Olivia like some kitchen tongs, and she'd break up with me.
I would find that
And
insulting.
I'd go, "What? You need them? You're always banging on about how you need kitchen tongs. So don't go golf. Go something else.
Okay.
Why don't you get him like a nice piece of, I don't know, like a bracelet or...
No, I don't like men who wear jewellery.
Okay.
Sorry. I've been given things in the past. I had a boyfriend once, and he asked my sister to film me opening this present on Christmas Day to see what I thought of it.
Oh
so
my God, that's
she was
awful.
secretly filming. It was awful.
Can you say
I
what
mean,
it
I nearly
was?
shed a tear. It was so bad. And I was like, you can't send that video. Can I
Did
say
you-
who it was? No. But
No. Can you say what the present was?
It just what it was. It was. It's not like a bravo saying this. It was jewelry, but it was just so not me. And I was like, I'd been with him for quite a while, and I was like, how, after all this time, did he think that was the right thing?
Was that captured in the video?
No, thank God. But it is awkward, isn't it? Opening presents generally. I think that's why I don't enjoy things like birthdays, or I'm not really a gift giver or a receiver.
Do you not think it's quite... I understand your awkwardness about opening presents, but do you not think it's quite fun to give
Yeah,
presents?
no, I prefer giving them, but receiving them is...
There's a weird pressure when you
There
open
is,
a
and
present.
also I feel like we're all old enough to be able to buy our own shit. Like,
Sure.
do you know what I mean?
You've slightly taken the fun out of it, but I see what you mean. You've slightly taken some of the Christmas spirit away, but I get your point. If you want something, just buy it. Yeah, but giving presents is quite fun.
I like giving them, yeah, but it is like, yeah, no.
If you buy someone a present that you think, oh, they're really going to like that, that's quite fun then to give it to them.
What are you giving Olivia?
I don't know yet. I don't know. Well, I'm taking her away for her birthday. Her birthday is in 2 days' time. So I have a nightmare situation because her birthday is on the 15th of December and Christmas is on the 25th. So it's an expensive month for me. Do I combine them into one gift, or that feels like a cop-out?
No. No, the away trip's nice. And then a little present on Christmas Day.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. But no, I've never... Actually, I gave a girl some cologne once and she was allergic to it and she broke out into a rash.
Do you mean perfume?
Perfume, yeah.
Cologne's what blokes wear. Excuse me.
Maybe that was the issue. It was men's cologne. She broke out into a rash and we had to go to hospital. That was probably the worst present I've ever given.
I'm trying to think what the worst is that
My grandmother once gave me and my sister T-shirts with her face on them that she'd had made.
Are you joking?
I'm being serious. When we were about 10 and 8.
Did she think they were quite
she
sweet?
had T-shirts made with a photo of her on them. And we were like,
Did you wear them?
Well, yeah. I mean, on Christmas Day, yeah. But I was like, I don't know when else I would wear this.
Sweet.
Just wandering around, people going, who's that? It's my grandmother.
I really hope you still have that.
But that's a good idea, to get a Rory a T-shirt with a photo of you on it.
With my face on it.
Or a signed headshot is always a good gift.
Please tell me you have never given anyone a signed photo of yourself.
Copy of Jamie Lang's autobiography from the nearest bargain bucket.
Do you think we'll get through an episode without slating Jamie?
No, I think it's fun, isn't it? It's all in the Christmas spirit. What do you think about people giving a gift that they got for free? So, like, if you got...
I do that all the time.
Do you think that's...
Yeah, all the freebies I get, I palm off on my sisters and pretend to wrap them up.
But do you think you would be offended if you found out someone had done that to you?
No.
You wouldn't care?
No, would you?
I don't know. I think if someone gave me a really nice present and then I found out that they'd just been given it for free...
It's the thought that counts, though, isn't it?
But there's no thought in that. That's the problem.
Well, it was easy for them.
The thought is, there's no thought. It's just, I've been handed something, I'm going to hand it to you.
But I actually don't think there's anything wrong in that, like re-gifting things. Or like if you've been given something and you don't like it, you just give it on to someone else. It's like when people bring champagne, like for my 30th, I'm not being funny, I don't really drink champagne. Every single person bought me a bottle of champagne, so now I just take it to other people's houses.
As a
and gift it to them. Yeah. Although I fucked up because one of them actually had my name on it.
I know someone who moved into a house and his name is Michael and the previous owner of the house was also called Michael. And at Christmas time, Michael, the old Michael, got loads of Christmas cards because people didn't know he'd moved. And he got like 50 Christmas cards. He was obviously really popular. And the new Michael just put them up in the house as his own. Because they just say to Michael, happy Christmas, love, whatever. And he just put them all up in the house.
Sort of sweet and very sad.
Sort of the same idea, isn't it, as re-gifting things?
But like, it's like, okay, would you be offended if you got someone something and they wanted to exchange it? Or they didn't like it and they'd rather something else?
No, I wouldn't really care that much. If it was a present that I'd put a lot of thought into, I'd be a bit annoyed, yeah. Or not annoyed, but I'd be a bit like upset that they hadn't liked it. But to be honest, I'm not like a big... I don't really care.
You don't look like a massive gift giver, to be honest.
Really? That's sweet.
You look more like a toad.
What, I'm more of a gift taker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give a bit of your own, like...
You think I look really mean and
Joking.
stingy? I bought you that coffee about an hour ago.
First one you've ever
It's a Christmas present.
No, you don't look stingy at all.
No, I think it's quite a relief that like we're at the age where our families are not doing presents for every single person. I think that's a relief. I'm relieved by that.
But I would just rather get something for someone that they actually wanted. Like, I think it is sweet getting gifts to people, but...
Yeah, I'm trying to think what the weirdest, like... I think I met someone once who was giving their parents a passport for Christmas. I was doing a gig somewhere, and I remember chatting to this guy, and he was like, he said he's getting his parents, not because they don't have a passport, because they need a new one, but you have to pay for a new one. It's like £100. And they had asked if he would get them that for their Christmas present. So he was getting his parents a new passport.
I mean, that
feels like
that's
a
odd,
bit
I
of
would
a
say.
weird gift. It's just not that fun, is it? You know?
No, that's not.
I tell you what, the best present ever is cash in an envelope.
Oh, that's the pits when you open up when you open the card slowly
And there's
nothing comes out.
in it.
Savage.
Genuinely though, there's nothing that will ever beat cash in an envelope.
But as a kid, it was more exciting. I don't know why.
Yeah. Just across the board though, cash in an envelope, great fun. I tell you what really annoys me is people who get engaged on Christmas Day.
Why does that annoy?
Just fucking...
I've actually got a lot of friends who got engaged on Christmas
Just
Eve.
the most egotistical, annoying, making it all about them all the time.
But the only thing that's annoying about that, and I wouldn't like that, is that then you don't really have an anniversary because then your anniversary and Christmas is the same thing.
Yeah, that's part one of why that's irritating.
But do you think it's because it's a romantic time of year? That's why people do it?
Okay, maybe. But then get engaged on Christmas Eve or get engaged on the 23rd. To sort of do it in front of all your family, like in the living room.
I would cringe if I got engaged in front of my whole family. Like, I would die.
I just think that, but people do that, right?
No, but I don't think one proposes to someone in front of their family, do they?
I think that happens. I think they like give the ring as a gift, and then they open it and they're like, "What's this?" And then they get down on one knee in front of the whole family. I think that happens.
Cringe.
You would hate that.
I would hate that.
You would hate that. I can imagine you finding a lot of proposals quite cringe.
I find life pretty cringe, if I'm honest. Everything cringes me out.
You have quite a high cringe sort of detector, don't you? You're not a big fan of anything that's remotely embarrassing.
No, I'm actually not. I wish I could get over that, but I'm like...
Being in a relationship with you must be quite difficult for that reason.
Rory's the only person I've ever met who doesn't... Nothing he does cringes me out.
Even me?
No, you don't actually cringe me out, really. No, you have to be... No, you don't, like...
What have I done that cringes you out?
You're stingy. No,
I really want to nip this in the bud.
No, you don't, but it's quite easy to get, like...
The ick?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ick.
But no, anything remotely public like that, I'd hate, as in, like, getting engaged in front of a load of people.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess the problem with, like you said about when you got given that piece of jewellery that you were like, I would never
I sound
wear.
like such a brat for saying that.
I don't think so, because I think that's a sign that maybe he genuinely had no idea what you would like.
I think I was more taken aback that I was like, I've been with this guy for quite a while. And after all that time, that is what he thought I would want. Sounds like I think my dad proposed to my mum on Valentine's Day.
Really?
Which is
very classic, isn't
very
it?
classic, isn't it?
A friend of mine was telling me a really funny story about when he proposed to his now wife, and it was on holiday. They were away somewhere, and obviously, as the guy, when you're proposing, you know you're going to propose 2 days before, 1 day before, the morning of the day. You know this is about to happen. Your girlfriend has no idea what's about to happen, but you know that, like, today I'm going to propose to you. And so they went out for some romantic walk wherever they were on holiday, and he had the ring with him in his pocket, and he was like, I'm going to do it today. This is going to be it. I'm going to wait till we get to the end of that beach, and then I'm going to do it. And then they had the biggest argument they've had for months.
Oh, I don't.
While they were walking on this beach. And he said it was so bad and he was so frustrated that he considered telling her, I was about to propose to you, but now I'm not going to anymore. And showing her the ring and being like, see, I'm not going to do that anymore. And he was like, thankfully I didn't do that. But it went through my head of just saying, oh, you know what?
Spiteful, though.
Yeah, I was going to do this and now I'm not. Just lobbing the ring into the sea.
But guys do throw that around a lot. I've heard, like, a lot of my friends guys always say, oh, I was going to propose to you, or I had a ring. If you had a ring, you would just propose, right? I think it's like empty threats, all that rubbish.
Do you think?
Yeah.
But surely you could have a ring and wait for like a month or so.
But you wouldn't then tell the girl, like, do you know what I mean? You wouldn't then have a fight with them and say, oh, I was actually going to propose to you. But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
How would you propose to Olivia?
The only thing I think I would definitely do is not do it in public. I would do it somewhere that was just
The
us
two of you. Would you go to somewhere like sentimental to
Yeah,
both
maybe.
of you?
The only thing I have an actual physical reaction to is people who do it really publicly.
What, outside that fountain in Italy? Is it Italy?
Yeah.
You know that big fountain everyone's...
What's it called? The Trevi Fountain. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we actually went there earlier this year.
Did you?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't do it in front of any other people. I think that's my main issue with proposals. Even in like a restaurant, or the worst is like when people do it like on stage in front of other people. Or I've been at gigs before where people have done that.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, I did a gig once where I was opening for John Bishop. You know John Bishop?
No.
You don't know who John Bishop is?
No.
Okay.
So a comedian?
Yeah, he's quite a famous comedian. And I did this gig with him somewhere in like Manchester or something. And he had been told, oh, there's a guy in the audience who is going to propose to his girlfriend tonight. So can you say, oh, is Craig here? Craig wants to get Craig on stage with his girlfriend, and then he's going to propose to her in front of like 2,000 people. And so he did this at the end of the show. He got Craig and his girlfriend up on stage. And then
She said no.
And then he was like, okay, I think Craig's got something he wants to say. And all the audience by this point are like, they know what's about to happen. So they all start getting excited. Then John Bishop ran off stage to where I was standing in the wings, and we stood next to each other and watched it. And this guy got down on one knee, and she immediately started going, no, no, no.
See,
like,
I would be doing that.
She started saying no out loud. And John Bishop and I were like, that's a bad start, isn't it? And then,
but no, because she didn't want to marry him, or no because...
Well, we don't know, but she was either way. It's not great to say no out loud. So she started saying no, 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 and then he said, "Will you marry me?" And there was a pause for like 10 seconds where 2,000 people were silent. She was silent. He was silent. John Bishop and I were in the wings, like, she's gonna say no. And then you're going to have to go back on stage and finish this gig after she's just said no. And then she said yes, but in the most kind of...
But do you see what that's so like
and
risky
we were
doing that?
All the audience and us were like, that didn't feel great, did it? And it was like, Craig was like, trying to look happy, but there was a feeling in the air of like, that was not great.
That's just fucking awkward.
Yeah. That's how I'd propose.
That is my worst nightmare. No, that for me is a big fear.
I also heard a story of a friend of a friend who was going on holiday with his girlfriend and was going to propose while they were away. And when they were going through airport security, his bag got taken to the side. And the airport guy was like, "Can you open the bag?" And he was like, started panicking because he was like, the fucking engagement rings in the bag.
See it.
And this airport security woman was like, "Can you open this box?" And he was like, "No, I can't actually." And she was like, "Why?" And he was like, "I just can't open that box." And she was like, "I'm asking you to open the box." And he was like, "I don't want to open the box." And it was because there's a fucking ring in there.
What ended up happening though?
We had to open the box.
That's quite... Surely you'd clock onto that as a security person. Wouldn't you be like, okay, that must be...
Yeah, but I mean, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, that's not great. Or you'd say to your girlfriend, "Can you just give us some space?"
While I show her my box.
Yeah. This week's stat, Liv, is a Christmas-themed one, as you might imagine. The cause of the most Oh, sorry, that's the answer. Let me read the...
Well done.
Here we go. Okay, our stat this week, Liv, is Christmas-themed, as you might imagine. What is the number one reason families fight at Christmas? What do you think it might be?
Something like...
Yours is probably drug-related, I would have thought.
No, we all bring our own.
Why have you put crack in Nana's Christmas pudding? Now she can't breathe. All that sort of stuff. Just normal.
Killed her?
What do you think it might be?
Probably something like fighting over the films.
Okay, that's a good guess. Fighting over the films. We'll find out in part 2.
Or like prime seating on the sofa. That's where we all fall out.
Who gets to sit?
And I end up sitting on the fucking floor.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you only have one sofa? You just all...
No, but there's 7 of us, and everyone likes to sort of get it in there. My parents have their own separate room.
Do they?
Yeah.
No one else is allowed to?
Yeah, they never let anyone in.
I like the sound of your parents. Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
I saw some really funny thing the other day that was like English families all have a room in their house that no one's allowed in.
Yeah. Why do they have that?
It's like we all just have one room that we keep pristine for some occasion that's never going to happen.
Once a year at Christmas.
Okay, Liv, in part 2, we're going to talk about Christmas party fails. We've got some very funny things that have been sent in by listeners. And we're also going to talk about what you should never do at Christmas work parties. Neither of me or you have never been to a Christmas work party.
It's because you and I have never worked in an office, Tom.
We could have our own Christmas party.
We can, in here.
Maybe next week.
Perfect.
Okay, we'll see you in part 2. Welcome back to part 2 of Private Parts with me, Tom Lucy.
And me, Liv Bentley.
Let's have stat of the week. The cause of the most Christmas fights. You guessed. What did you say? Something like
that's...
sitting on the nice bit of the sofa?
Yeah, it probably is something like that, isn't it?
Okay, the answer is family members who drink too much. And then the second answer is choices over television.
Kind of makes sense.
Kind of right. Like,
do you think it's the same culprits drinking every year, though?
Is it the same in your family?
Yeah.
No one in my family drinks very heavily.
We get loose.
I can imagine.
Because when I'm with all my sisters, it's just like, we all just go wild.
Yeah.
Very rowdy.
In fact, last night there was because I follow your sister on Instagram and she put up a photo of you and her together at like 11 p.m.
Yeah,
and I was like, Liv's going to cancel tomorrow. She's not going to be here tomorrow, is she? But look, you've turned up.
Yeah, it's because I went straight home after that photo.
Yeah. So there
I managed to rein it in.
I feel like you're one of those families that, when you're all together, things just...
Our boyfriends think we're all mad because they're like, we don't understand how any of you can understand what you're saying to each other.
How many sisters are there in your family?
There's 4 of us.
Yeah. So
and then my brother.
So that's just a recipe for disaster, isn't it? 4 girls.
It's a lot.
Yeah. I think anyone listening who comes from a big family like that will probably be the same.
It makes me want to have a big family, though. I love, I don't know.
Yeah, 5 is a lot, isn't it?
It's a lot.
Your mum and dad, that's quite a lot. 5.
I know.
I agree, though. I would like a big family. I always looked at families like yours when I was younger and thought I'd wish I was in a big family. It looks more fun. Did you all travel around in a minibus?
No.
With your dad at the front?
It was a Bentley. No, fucking joking.
Bentley Motors.
Bentley Motors.
Is that true, that Bentley Motors thing? Are you the heir to the Bentley fortune?
I wish. No, I'm not.
Was that a rumour?
No, someone on Made in Chelsea said it. Actually, I've got this Daily Mail. Did I not tell you about this? With the Daily Mail. Someone on Made in Chelsea said it. It said, oh, she's the heiress to Bentley. So then the Daily Mail kept calling me that. And then the Daily Mail wrote an article saying Made in Chelsea deliberately lies about being an heir. I was like, I've never said any of this stuff. And then I had like every random Bentley in the UK messaging me going, no, you're not. And I was like,
that is
what?
Funny.
It was mad.
I would have just played along with it and said you are.
I should have done, but then, I mean,
Yeah. I can see why that happened though. Everyone on Made in Chelsea is the heir to something.
Something.
So that would make sense.
I mean, Bentley would be quite cool, actually, of being there.
It's better than McVitie's, isn't it?
But is he actually the heir to McVitie? Not heir, but is it some relation?
I don't know. What's the other one? Millie McIntosh.
Quality Street.
Yeah.
That's quite cool.
Who else has got a good one? Is that it? Who are the other big heiresses? I think that's it, isn't it? Okay. Okay, we're going to get into Christmas work parties. Neither of us have ever been to a Christmas... Have you ever been to a Christmas work party?
My agency party, does that count?
Do they have a party?
Yeah, they're not doing it this year, though.
Tough times.
It is. No, they're just doing it for the agents.
Cutting budgets.
Have you ever been to a Christmas
Are
party?
they just doing it for the agents?
Yeah.
That's a kick in the teeth, isn't it? To the people who are bringing the money in.
Yeah.
Let's just do it with all the people who are not earning money. That's a joke. Agents do work hard. Okay.
Such a knob.
Okay, so they're not going to do it this year. So you're not going to go to any work Christmas parties?
This one?
We're going to do one, I think, next week. Yeah, we're going to have a Christmas party.
A Private Parts and Jomo Christmas party.
Wow. Now we're talking. Private Parts, Jomo, collab.
Bring our boyfriends.
You bring your boyfriend and my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. My girlfriend's, I won't say where she works. We have said it before.
Harrods.
Yeah. They are having a Christmas party, but they are only allowed one free drink, and then they have to pay.
I think that's outrageous.
It's not really a party, is it? If you sort of have to pay for your own drinks. That's where I stand.
But this is a bit similar to...
What the fuck do I know? I've never been to one. But
You've never...
I would imagine a work Christmas party is paid for, no? Otherwise, it's
Yeah.
not a party. It's just, shall we go to the pub?
Pretty much. But it's a bit like this whole, we spoke about this last time about people throwing birthdays but asking you to pay up front for your
Yeah,
own
yeah.
food.
I
I
agree.
think it's odd. I mean, I get it because everything's fucking expensive, but
Just don't do it then. Just don't have a Christmas party if you're going to ask people to pay for it. Either have one and pay for it, or just don't have one. Because 95% of the employees of the company
maybe it's-
probably don't want to go anyway.
maybe it's so they don't get too rowdy. I would imagine Christmas parties are a bit wild.
Is it true? Well, we're going to find out, I think. I was going to read some things. But is it true, that myth, that everyone just gets with each other at the work Christmas party? Is that
You'd
true?
assume, wouldn't you? I think it's probably that time when everyone
Natalie's nodding. Who have you got your eye on this year, Natalie? Is that what happens? You just sort of flirt all year and then you wait for the Christmas party and then you...
Alcohol makes people do funny things.
Alcohol makes people do funny things. As I've said before. Don't need to tell Liv
have.
about
We don't
that.
need to tell me that.
Okay, we have some ones that have been sent in by some listeners. And I think you're going to like some of these, Liv.
Tell me.
On the work Christmas party front. Many years ago, one of my team members got thrown out for drunkenly pissing on the bar whilst waiting to order a drink. The photographer let slip a few weeks later that he'd had to Photoshop his testicles out of the group photos as he'd popped them out of his fly and no one noticed.
I think that's quite funny.
Do you like that?
Yeah, I quite like that.
You like
Your
that?
Christmas baubles hanging out in the office photo.
Standing and pissing on the bar is quite a lot though, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a lot. But the thing is, like, how do you come back from that? Like the next day in the office, you're like,
Yeah, morning,
"Hello?"
morning.
I think that's why I probably wouldn't be good at office Christmas parties because I'd do something disgraceful and then have to show my face.
Do you not think they should have the office Christmas party on the last night of the year so that then you don't have to come in the next
Yes.
morning?
Like that would be much better.
Like I did a gig a couple of weeks ago and it was a office Christmas party, but it was in like November.
You do such niche gigs. I don't understand what you. So you went to an office Christmas
Well,
party.
no, it was like a corporate evening, but it was a Christmas themed thing. But it was in like the end of November.
What's your best Christmas joke?
I don't have any. That's what I said to them. But it was in November, and then I was told that they do it in November to save money. I was like, well, just don't do it then.
Yeah, that's a
It'd
bit.
be cheaper to do the Christmas party in August if you want to save money. But what? Like, where does this end? Anyway, here's another one. A colleague of mine woke up with a horse in their back garden. Okay.
That's it.
Well, we need to know where they work though, because they might work in a stables, in which case that's not that odd.
No, these are all office work Christmas parties.
Right. So they work in this person works in an office, and they woke up with a horse in their back garden. It turns out they were so drunk they couldn't be asked to walk home, that they barebacked a horse from a field.
I kind of wish I'd get that drunk. Just like I've never been pissed enough that I've seen like a four-legged animal and thought I'm going to ride that fucker home.
I'm assuming this is a countryside office.
Well, it wasn't going to be on Liverpool Street, was it?
No, I don't think we were walking. Maybe police horses, but I don't think they'd. It's quite a lot to. If you're just a random person, to get yourself on a horse is quite hard to do. Do you
Yeah.
not need to like put your feet in stirrups and get helped up? If we had a horse in here, and I'd like us to have one at some point, it would be fun to try and get Liv to get on the horse.
I'd probably be able
Be
to
a
do
fun
it.
game. We could film it.
Okay.
Sure, some people would be into that.
I think that's a
I think
different
it's quite
market.
hard to get on a horse.
There was probably the fence, got your leg over, bit of Dutch courage from the booze.
That is quite impressive, isn't it?
Okay,
Getting
tell
on
me
a-
more.
My manager pissed herself on the dance floor.
It's a lot of wetting themselves.
Yeah. Took her pants off and threw them at her colleague's husband.
That's outrageous. That is outrageous.
That's
Someone
bad.
threw a pair of underwear at me. Someone was sick on me once, actually. I was horrified.
When were they
It's at
sick?
an engagement party and this bird next to me, she looked a bit green. And then suddenly went, "Wah," and I was like, I couldn't believe it. It was all
On-
down my dress.
Oh, that's bad, isn't it?
I was nearly sick after that.
Yeah.
Went into the bathroom, it was at the Bluebird, wiping sick off me. It was disgraceful, actually. But that is rather feral.
Why is everyone pissing themselves?
It's safe to say, I can safely say I've never got so drunk that I've wet myself.
Do you know what? Reading this is not making me want to go to an office Christmas party. I don't think we're missing out.
I think ours will be tame compared to that.
I've like walked past, around Christmas time, you walk past restaurants and bars and you see an office Christmas party happening.
Should
I've
we
never
crash
looked
one?
in and thought I'd like to be in there.
But I think we should crash one. I think that's quite funny.
Yeah. Who should we crash? One of
The
the.
Candy Kittens one.
Do they do one?
I don't know.
Wait, you are having one. A Jomo
Yeah,
Christmas
a
party.
vibrator party. So
Can I
it's-
come?
You can come.
Okay. Should we do another one? Covered myself in sick in the back of a taxi in front of 4 co-workers, including the CEO. Also lost my phone, my house keys, and my coat in the taxi, which ended up being in another city and had to get it 2 days later. And I was only 3 weeks into the job.
Oh no,
That's bad.
that is quite bad.
It depends what kind of office you work in, though, doesn't it? Because if you're in a kind of office where they find that really funny, like there might be some offices where you'd come in and they'd all find that hilarious, but I can also imagine them not finding that funny.
I'm just thinking of like anything that I've done that is like mortifying, and then I've had to show my face the next day. Probably stuff at filming. Like, have you ever done anything really embarrassing and then you've got to go and you're like, oh.
Not like that, no.
You don't actually strike me as someone who goes wild.
You've seen me go wild.
That was not wild.
But no, even when I'm at my wildest, I'm still fairly restrained. I'm not one of those people who was talking about this with someone the other day. I'm not one of those people who get drunk and just go completely mental.
Off the walls.
Like I've never been that.
I've never been that though either.
But there are some people who we know who, when they're drunk, they just like
Wild, like a
start
different
like
person.
scaling buildings and like they just become a different person. I've never been that, thankfully. I'm basically just the same, but a bit
Less monotone.
a bit less monotone, only slightly less monotone.
Just slightly.
And you're the same. You don't really go mental.
No.
I can't imagine you like getting on a horse.
No, I'm not sort of rogue.
No, I think you're fairly normal, aren't you?
Thanks, yeah. I try to be.
Fairly normal. Someone put their ball sack on the CEO's shoulder in the team photo.
That's another one. What?
What is going on?
What is it with guys and getting their balls out?
It is fun.
Do you do it often?
Yeah, sometimes. If the moment calls for it. Like a team photo.
Like that guy.
Yeah, like the artwork of private parts. If you're listening now, you can probably look at the artwork. You can't see, but my balls are out underneath that. I popped them out, and then they had to zoom in to cut them out.
Next.
I think it's all right.
What, having your balls out?
Yeah, it's fine, isn't it? No, it's definitely not fine, and you shouldn't do it.
Does it say what happens after? Do they get sacked that person?
It just says she was not happy, meaning the CEO. It was a woman as well.
that actually is quite rogue.
That is bad.
I wanna know
I
if
think
any-
that's maybe like an issue for HR.
What a good stat would be is the percentage of people who have then been fired after something
After a
that's
work
happened at the
Christmas
Christmas party.
Are you allowed to fire someone if because of something they did
Yeah.
at a Christmas party?
Yeah,
You can.
especially if it's an HR problem.
Do you not think that there would be like a thing where they? I don't know. It just feels like the kind of thing that they would not be able to fire you for.
So the stat is
Yeah.
1 in 10 Brits gets fired after their Christmas party.
That can't be right. 1 in 10.
That is a lot.
1
But
in
then
10.
actually
What, so
listing-
if 100 people work at your company,
10 of them are
10 of them are fired
But
after the Christmas party.
If you listen to that,
Surely not.
balls on foreheads, urinated underwear at people, like it's understandable. I'd fire someone for that. If I was in the Christmas photo and someone had their balls on my head, and they'd be done for that.
Really? Yeah, I guess so. But then their argument would probably be, well, it's the Jomo Christmas party. I thought that
There's
was
no excuse to get your balls out.
No, there isn't. I think it's to do with our drinking culture, though, isn't it? The UK.
It's a lot.
It's just how much we drink. But that's why Christmas parties don't, because every weekend in the UK people behave like that. It's not just a Christmas
And that's
thing.
not even during the week anymore. Only during the weekend. It's the week.
It's Thursdays now.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. So next week we're going to have our Christmas party. What are we going to do? Is it just going to be us? What, are we going to go somewhere?
Should we bring some
or
randoms in?
from the street?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'll bring my
random?
dad.
Your dad sounds quite fun. I won't bring my dad because it will all get a bit heavy. But He'll start talking about tanks or the war, and then it won't feel very Christmassy. So we won't do that. But your dad sounds fun. Who else could we bring in to make things fun? We could play some drinking games.
What's a good Christmas?
We could actually, to be fair, if we could get quite drunk on.
Just you and I, and then go on the podcast.
Yeah.
I start slurring my words though. I'm not a very good drunk actually, and I get this horrible thing called the downward smile. I used to do it on Made in Chelsea. It was like, no.
What, when you're drunk?
Yeah.
You start to look really grumpy.
Yeah. No. I get overexcited though. I have one drink and I get all like
Yeah, you do.
buzzy, and then I need a nap.
Yeah.
Times have changed, honestly. I used to be able to party all night.
I don't think that would make a great podcast, would it? If you were just really
having a
up,
nap, no.
really up for 5 minutes and then slept for the rest of the, while I sort of told Christmas stories.
Christmas jokes.
Yeah. So what can we do? We'll play some drinking games. We're not gonna go anywhere. Are we? We're gonna stay here. We're gonna stay here.
And record the
And
episode.
we're gonna record the episode, and then you're gonna fly to South Africa, and I'm gonna go out on the Raz with Rory. If you're listening to this and you're thinking, I've got a better Christmas party story than any of those, please let us know.
I want something wild. You know, like that Project X film. Something like that. Isn't there? Wait, hang on. Isn't there? There's a film called Office Christmas Party. Isn't there with Jennifer Aniston? Is she in one?
Is there?
And it was like wild.
Really?
Let's go crash a Christmas party. I think it'd be hilarious.
It'd be more fun if we went to someone else's Christmas party.
Okay, what would be a really funny one to go to? Like, who do you reckon would throw a wild one? Google.
The Daily Mail? They'd love it if you were at their Christmas party.
That would be hell for me, because I'd get shit faced and just say a load of stuff.
Yeah. Do you think the journalists switch off when they're at the Christmas party? Or do you think they'd still be making notes of things you were saying?
What? No, but at their own Christmas party with other journalists.
Yeah, I reckon that would be a fun Christmas party to go to.
That would be anxiety to the max. I'd wake up the next day with the fear and a load of articles.
Yeah. Okay, well, between now and next week, we'll have to think about where we're going to go. But we are going to have a Christmas party next week. And if you're listening and you think you have some good Christmas party stories, please send them in.
And if you've ever been fired because of a Christmas party, I'd like to know what you did.
That is a good point. I would like to hear if someone's been fired. As always, you can watch these full episodes on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/privateparts. Instagram @privatepodcast. TikTok as well. What's the new one called? Blue Sky. Are we on Blue Sky?
The fuck is Blue Sky?
We are not on Blue Sky. So if you're a Blue Sky addict, I'm sorry. We're on it. Are we on X?
Twitter doesn't even, people don't use that anymore. Okay, sorry.
It's called X now. Are we on X?
Are we working for Elon?
No. So it's mainly YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. They're the big three.
Yeah.
Liv obviously has got her other stuff going on. Jomo.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yep.
Do you want to plug that quickly?
Everyone buy a vibrator.
Are you going to do a Christmas vibrator?
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Because that's quite a good idea.
Well, a Christmas, no, because you need one all year round. A festive fuck.
It's not bad. Slogan. Nice way to end the podcast as well. We will be back next week for the Christmas party special. Liv, you look genuinely quite scared about the idea of that.
Christmas party?
Yeah.
Well, having heard those stories, I'm slightly concerned.
I am going to go mental.
Go wild. I'll bring...
And I will be behaving
Oh,
similarly to how I'm behaving
I'll
now.
spike you.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, you could get fired for that, couldn't you? That's
Yeah.
roofing.
What,
your
spiking? Yeah. Yeah. Not just fired, arrested, I think, as well. I think that's a criminal offence,
Got you.
as well as a work disciplinary. I think the police might get
Why was
involved.
Tom arrested? He spiked everyone at the Christmas party.
Until then, if you are having your work Christmas party between now and next week, please be careful.
And keep your balls in your trousers.
Keep your balls in your trousers and use the loos for urination. But if you choose not to and you get fired, we'd love to hear it.
We'd love you on the pod.
Okay, we'll see you next week. Goodbye.